Hello, welcome to Java with Jim. I'm Jim Reese, Director of Business Development at Offit Kurman, joined here today with Mike Silberstein. Mike is the VP of Global Partnerships at Oakview Group. Mike, how are you today?
Jim, it's great to be here. Thank you so much for the time. I've got my coffee. I'm ready to talk Oakview Group and all things Baltimore Arena.
That's why we call it Java with Jim. You got your coffee. Well, that's great. Well, this is going to be exciting because I'm thinking that most of the people watching this probably are scratching their head, like, what is Oakview Group? Is it a construction company? Is it, a
What we
consultant?
usually get, Jim, is it a senior living center?
Oh, there
Is
you
it
go.
in its name? It's difficult, definitely difficult to understand what we do, but we'll definitely get into it. Let me know how you want to kick things off.
All right, well, we'll start with this. So, tell us about Oakview Group, the senior living center, not,
Yeah.
uh, and what do you guys do, and what makes you different from other companies that do what you do?
Sure. So Oakview Group, or OVG for short, um, what separates us? First and foremost, we're in the sports and entertainment industry. To kind of give the headline, right off the bat, what is most unique about us? I immediately point to our co-founders, Tim Lywicki and Irving Azoff, two of the most powerful individuals in sports and music globally, and two of the most highly respected individuals. They launched this company in 2015. I would encourage anybody, I could spend the next 20 minutes talking about both of them and the careers that they've had. Encourage anyone to just Google them and look them up. But they're the driving force behind all that we do here at OVG. Um, Broadly speaking, again, our mission or our North Star is to be a positive disruption to business as usual in the sports and entertainment industry. It's purposely broad in that mission statement because our industry is always pivoting and it's always changing, and we're looking to align with and have the flexibility to pivot with that as well. To kind of hone in a little bit more specifically on what all that might boil down to, we're global leaders and a full service operation in all things venue management. End to end, we manage construction and development, facility management and operations, sponsorship sales and media and content, hospitality, food and beverage, and security, all under one roof. And that's a unique formula and business model for our business. And considering how young the company is itself, we still think we're OVG point one, still on the cusp of realizing ourselves as OVG 1.0.
Excellent. OVG, I'll have to remember that. I like the acronym. So when it comes to OVG, what would you say in your short time with them, and it's a young company anyhow, what are you most proud of?
Yeah, there's a lot to look towards. So I'll start broadly and then we'll get specific. And really was the motivation for me joining OVG, a little over a month ago. But in the last 2 years, we've opened four new venues across the country. That's far and away the first for anyone in the history of this industry. In Seattle with Climate Pledge Arena, which opened for the Seattle Kraken, the expansion team of the NHL. In New York with UBS Arena for the New York Islanders. In Savannah, Georgia, Market Arena, which is a music first venue similar to what we'll do here in Baltimore. And in Austin, Texas with the Moody Center in partnership with the University of Texas, which is also a music first venue. It's hard enough to do one venue in a year. And we have 5 to 10 in the pipeline over the next 2 to 3 years, four of which that I just mentioned were open within a 6 month period. It's unheard of, Jim. Like it just doesn't happen. We hear of launches of new stadiums and arenas, but we're a driving force behind a multitude of venues and developments nationally and globally. And we're just super proud of the team that's been assembled by Jim and Tim and everyone here who's driving the company forward. Ultimately, for me, it's the purpose and mission behind the venues. Each one's unique to the market in which we break ground. And the goal is to be carbon neutral across all of our venues in an effort to fight climate change. And beyond that, Jim, I'd say for Baltimore specifically, there's a lot that we're doing in the community that is driving what I think, to your point, just makes me most proud of the opportunity. And specifically, when we look at OVG in Baltimore, this is a $200 million privately funded renovation. So there isn't any taxpayer dollars being put towards the project. 35% of all hires are going to women and people of color on the construction front. 30% of all subcontracts are going to minority business enterprises. 10% of subs are going to women business enterprises. There will be 2,500 plus jobs created as part of this project, a significant charitable contributions on an annual basis. This is about Baltimore. This is about driving economic development and revitalization of downtown. And that's what I think I'm most proud of as part of being a part of this project. And it's part of what we do in all of our developments. And that's unique too. It's mission driven. And, you know, there's a long-standing commitment to go along with this too. It's not a short-term lease or purchase of the land. You know, this is a 30 to 50 year commitment to Baltimore and to many of the cities that we develop across the country and globally.
That's terrific. So, you know, the interest from our perspective, us being, you know, Baltimoreans and folks in Maryland, is the Baltimore arena and the whole, you know, rebuilding of the arena. I generally would ask you typically, what do the next 6 months look like? But I'm going to change that and say, what do the next 12 months look like? Because lots of news about Bruce Springsteen opening up this arena for entertainment purposes on April the 7th, 2023. So tell us, like, the whole build up to Bruce and what other events, sports and entertainment are sort of on the books, where at least you're at liberty to share that with us.
Yeah. So, I mean, looking at the next 12 months, even the next 6 months, we're definitely on a compressed timeline, but the next 12 months to put us into next July, we'll be, you know, fully open and operating a multitude of world-class events. But we're going to start with the CIAA basketball tournament at the end of February. So that's going to come quickly. If you look at the next 6 months, which would put us at January, CIAA end of February, and then we'll go back in, put the finishing touches on the arena, and then grand open for Bruce April 7th. From now until then, beyond just the construction, and if anyone, you know, drives past the arena now, you'll see that it is a pretty serious construction site. I was telling you earlier, I was there the other day. The outside of the structure is still intact, but the inside is, you know, completely under construction. It's full of scaffolding and dump trucks and cranes and debris and piping. It's unrecognizable, and the finishing product will be completely unrecognizable to what we're typically used to seeing from the former arena. Having said that, on the business side and in my role specifically, the next 6 to 12 months are critical. The most, you know, important part of what we do as a business is in partnership development, both on the corporate sponsorship side as well as the premium partnership side in suites and hospitality. These partnerships that really drive the success of the arena from a community impact perspective are what we're focused on. And so myself, our team, are highly engaged in the marketplace, working to, you know, identify local companies, hopefully local companies. I think I mentioned this to you before. This is Baltimore's arena. We want the Baltimore corporate network to own every, you know, square inch of this place, from the naming rights to our founding partnerships to our arena vendors. We're gonna, you know, provide Baltimore with the first opportunity to own this venue outright. It's our job now in the next 6 to 12 months to ensure that the folks who are making the decisions at these organizations locally and in the broader, you know, DC, Maryland, Virginia area, have an opportunity to make a decision on whether it's right for their company to participate and support the project. And on the outset, the overarching story for us and the overarching mission for us is to be a part of revitalization. This is a legacy for a lot of companies that are employing folks who live, work, and play in the greater Baltimore area. This is where they're going to go for their entertainment. This is where we're going to be serving 100+ events per year. And it means something to have your name, your company be a part of something bigger for the city, for the state, for the region, that we can do to have real impact in the community as well. It would be my hope that anyone who partners with us in this project would want to lean into what we can do in the community as well. We have a massive footprint, obviously, going into that space, but capabilities wise, I'd say, the possibilities are endless, and we're bound by our creativity, and we're a top agency that we feel can produce just about, anything in this marketplace that, we both have shared visions on to create a really impactful program. And that's the effort over the next 12 months. So if you hear from folks like myself or anyone from Oakview Group, especially here locally, know that we're talking Baltimore Arena, know that we're talking about revitalization and economic development. We're trying to do well by do good. And I think that's a mission that a lot of people can latch on to.
I love it. It's so important. The city needs it, more now than ever, perhaps. So this is very exciting what you guys are bringing to the table. Glad to hear so much about it. So Mike, I'm assuming that most people watching this video probably don't know who you are.
Wouldn't expect
they'd like to know who you are. You're going to make some good friends. But tell us what people don't know about you.
Sure. Well, in keeping with the theme of Bruce Springsteen here, Jim, I am originally from New Jersey. I grew up no more than 15 minutes from Asbury Park, where Bruce Springsteen was born and launched his career. The Stone Pony Convention Hall, the boardwalks of Asbury. Everyone knows his first album, Greetings from Asbury Park. In high school, I was working at a local Smoothie King in Red Bank, New Jersey, and know that Bruce is a neighborhood guy around those parts. It's a small town area. He doesn't get bothered. I was working at a local Smoothie King. We were slammed. The kids from the school across the street were just letting out of school, and we had a line out the door. We were pumping out smoothies, and out of the corner of my eye, I see somebody walk in the front door and just kind of lean up against the counter. I look over at somebody dressed in a black leather jacket, dark Ray-Bans. I'm like, oh my God, that's Bruce Springsteen. And I'm sitting there cranking out smoothies, and then the person I'm working with comes over, mixes up a quick strawberry banana smoothie with some vitamin boosters in there, brings it over, hands it to Bruce, hands her a $50 bill, and just walks out the door. Probably a $3 smoothie. It was like the biggest tip we'd have ever gotten. And it was a nice celebrity moment to have Bruce come in, get his smoothie from us, and really just, he's one of us. He was one of the local guys, and it was cool to see him come in and help us out a little bit.
That's a great story and a great segue. So it's thank you for sharing that with us.
For sure.
We really appreciate it. Well, Mike, this has been very entertaining. This has been very informational. And lots of exciting things coming. I think I speak for a lot of people and say thank you to Oakview Group for revitalizing the arena. And everybody's looking forward to Bruce coming to town on April the 7th and additional entertainment and sports activities after that. So sounds great. I know I'll be seeing you soon. Welcome to Baltimore. Anything we can do to help you out? Baltimore's a friendly place. So just stay in touch with us.
This has been great, Jim. Can't thank you enough for the invitation and opportunity to share just a bit of our story. Much more to come. Bruce is the first of many great announcements. We couldn't be more excited. This is, the next iteration for Oakview Group in our arena development, and we're bringing it to Baltimore. And this is a city that deserves it. This is a city ripe for opportunity, and we're just, we're appreciative for the opportunity of the city, folks like yourself, to open up some space for us to come in and do something exciting.
Glad to have you, and you take care.
Thanks, Jim.
All right. See ya.